Now, whatever way you slice it, it is clear that Callum is taller than Will. Some of you may find that surprising, but it is true. Despite Callum being slightly away from the camera and Will wearing a cap, it is clear there is maybe 2 inches between the two, maybe a bit over 2.5 at most. The evidence does support this. If you use Callum's head size, you will find that the difference ranges from anywhere as low as 1.6 inches to just over 2 inches. I believe this is slightly faulty due to how they both are standing, but it raises a fair point. If Will is actually 6 foot, then Callum is not 6'5". If Will is 6'2", however, that makes it much closer, although I do believe Callum is not the full 6'5", which will become more evident as we continue. Conclusion from this photo: if Will is 6'2", Callum could just be 6'5", although not much over it. You may not find this the most convincing image, and that is fair. Callum is further away from the camera and is slouching, so there is room for doubt, and I wouldn't argue the 6'5" claim from this picture. The next picture, however, muddies the water. Callum is closer to the camera than Will and is standing pretty straight, so this would seem to be better for Callum, wouldn't it? Sort of. The two are also closer to the camera, which makes it easier when comparing the distance and also makes it more accurate, therefore making it closer to Callum's true height. There is a considerable smaller range in height between the two in this picture, ranging from 2 to 2.3 inches. In difference, the most accurate measurement I got was a slightly over 2-inch difference between the two, and I believe this to be very accurate. The maximum in height difference I would give them is slightly over 2.5 inches, which still isn't a bad height for Callum. A 6'4.5" person claiming 6'5" isn't exactly a war crime, and I don't have a problem with that. This is all assuming that Will is 6'2", which I have my own reservations about and may make a video about in the future. But what if Will's 6 foot? If Will's 6 foot, then Callum struggles to get 6'3", let alone a full 6'5". This is interesting enough, but I have one more picture that raises some very interesting questions. Well, just you fancy that. Callum suddenly got a growth spurt and is a full 2 inches taller than he was in the other pictures. How was this miraculous growth spurt achieved? It's a reenactment of what I think happened.
But what if I were to
stand on the step
in disguise
my own height?
Delightfully devilish.
Callum!
And funnily enough, we have the step right here. That looks 2 inches, doesn't it? We can also prove he was standing on the step using mathematics and logic. And Callum is certainly close enough to stand on it if you use the fence as a reference point. If we go by the assumption that Will is 6'2", then Callum's suddenly 6'6" with a bit of room to spare. Okay, so let's go with this 6'6" idea for the moment. If Callum is 6'6", he should be hitting his head on the doorway of every house. But if you look at his self-defense videos, especially the defending yourself against multiple attackers video, where he is standing next to the door for most of it, he struggles to even skim it. Now doorways in the UK are either 6'5.5" or 6'6.5", depending. Seeing as how Callum needs to be a flat 6'6" for this picture to work, this should not be possible, but it is. Therefore we can conclude that Callum is either on the steps, on his tiptoes, or both, to try and convey the idea that he is far taller than Will. The reason for this: he was obviously rattled by Will's comment and knew he was in danger of being exposed, so tried to lie to you, his audience, the people that got him to where he is now. If you go to the time where this image was taken, you can't see where Callum is standing. Interesting, no? Why would this 6'5" alpha need to try and enhance his height against someone who's only 6 foot in comparison, or even 6'2"? The difference should have been clear enough, shouldn't it? And yet he did it anyway. Think about that.
Oh God. Oh, it makes me laugh. It really does.
Oh, and one more thing, Callum was wearing Jordans that were thicker than Will's own. So whatever you think his height is, take anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch off. 6'5" Callum. Are you really? Would you like me to release a video where I expose every measurement I took and the methods I used to gain that information?